What if I told you that everything you've ever known about fate is a lie? That your destiny isn't as random as you think, but has been carefully mapped out long before you were born? What if you were told that the blueprint of your life, your soul's journey, is written not just in the stars, but in the very numbers you carry, the cards you pull, and even the voices you hear from beyond? For centuries, ancient mystics and philosophers have whispered about secret paths to enlightenment, paths that go beyond mere fortune-telling. They speak of a world where destiny isn't something to be feared or blindly followed, but something to be understood, embraced, and ultimately transcended. Yet what most of us don't realize is that we are not just passive players in this cosmic game. We are co-authors of our fate, writing the next chapter of our soul's story. So, why do we still struggle? Why do we find ourselves trapped in patterns we can't explain, haunted by karmic cycles that seem impossible to break? And why is the third path of awakening, the key to true spiritual freedom, hidden from so many? In this video, you will uncover the mysteries of tarot, astrology, numerology, mediumship, and the Aashic Records, learning how these systems are intertwined with the divine spark within you, illuminating the sacred journey your soul has chosen. You'll finally understand how these cosmic tools can guide you to a place where fate no longer controls you, but where you become the master of your own destiny. I promise that by the end of this video, you'll see the world through new eyes, eyes that recognize that the universe is not working against you, it's working with you. So if you're ready to unlock the hidden wisdom that's been buried for centuries, join me as we explore how to transcend fate and step into your highest purpose. Let's embark on this awakening together. Remember, your soul's blueprint is already written, but now it's time to write your own ending. Tarot, your soul's map. In the quiet flicker of candlelight, the tarot cards lay before you like a sacred map, each card a symbol, a sign, a message from the divine, waiting to be heard. What if I told you that each of those 78 cards holds more than just random images? They hold a blueprint for your soul's journey, a reflection of the very path you are walking, filled with lessons, growth, and transformation. The tarot is not merely a tool for predicting the future, but a profound guide that reveals your spiritual path, your struggles, your triumphs, and ultimately, your awakening. The journey begins with the card known as the Fool. At first glance, this card may seem simple, a naive figure stepping off a cliff with nothing but a knapsack of dreams, but it is so much more. The Fool is not foolish. Rather, he is the beginning of every journey, the soul's first step into the unknown. He is you, at the start of your journey, full of hope and trust, yet unaware of the challenges ahead. Each card that follows represents another stage of your personal evolution. From the magician who calls upon the power of creation, to the star which brings healing and hope, to death, which signifies the necessary endings that clear the way for new beginnings. Tarot is a storybook of your soul's development. Consider the Wheel of Fortune card, which represents the cyclical nature of fate. It's the perfect reminder that life is a constant ebb and flow. There are times of prosperity and times of hardship. The wheel asks you, do you surrender to the ups and downs, or do you take control and steer your own fate? In these moments, we are confronted with the question, do we allow life to happen to us, or do we choose how we respond? The answer lies within you. One woman, grappling with the challenge of a failed relationship, once sought clarity through a tarot reading. She drew the Tower, a card depicting the collapse of what once stood tall. The Tower is a card of destruction, but also of liberation. For this woman, it was a moment of profound healing, a realization that the foundations of her past relationship had to crumble for something better to emerge. Through this reading, she not only saw the truth of her past, but found the courage to rebuild her life. Tarot is not just about foresight. It's about awareness, an invitation to step into your power, face your shadows, and transcend the limits of your current state. The cards are mirrors reflecting the truth of your inner world. They show you the patterns you may have overlooked, the patterns that guide your soul's path. And when you can read these patterns, when you can see the story of your fate, not as something out of your control, but as a series of choices, you become empowered. Astrology, the blueprint, written in the stars. Now let's step beyond the cards and into the heavens themselves. Astrology, the ancient art of reading the stars, is a blueprint of your soul written in the sky, a cosmic map that reveals your purpose, your challenges, and your potential. From the moment you took your first breath, the planets aligned, and they left an imprint on your soul. It is no coincidence that you were born when you were. In the celestial dance of the sun, moon, and planets, your birth chart was drawn, a map of the energies you would encounter in this lifetime. Astrology is not about predicting every detail of your life. It is about understanding the cosmic forces at play and learning to navigate them. Imagine, if you will, the influence of your sun sign, the moon, and your rising sign. The sun sign speaks to your essence, the core of who you are. It is your true self, the part of you that is always constant, no matter what changes life brings. For example, if your sun is in Leo, you are meant to shine, to be creative, and to lead with passion and courage. Your moon, however, reveals your emotional world, the quietest part of you, often hidden from others. If your moon is in Pisces, you may feel deeply connected to the spiritual world, intuitively understanding others' emotions, yet struggling with your own sense of self. The rising sign, or ascendant, is how the world sees you. It's the mask you wear to interact with the outside world. If your ascendant is Capricorn, you may present yourself as serious, grounded, and ambitious, even if internally you crave freedom and expression. Together, your sun, moon, and rising create a unique cosmic signature, guiding you towards your soul's purpose. A man, struggling with career choices, once turned to astrology for insight. He had always felt torn between following his passion for art and the expectations of his family, who wanted him to pursue a more stable career. His astrologer explained that his sun sign was in Aries, giving him the drive to start new ventures, while his moon sign was in Cancer, craving emotional security. The astrology chart revealed the internal conflict he faced. One part of him wanted to lead, while another sought comfort in tradition. By understanding these influences, he was able to make a decision that honored both his need for independence and his desire for emotional stability. The chart didn't dictate his choices. It provided the clarity he needed to align his actions with his true self. Astrology is a reminder that you are not alone in this vast universe. The stars are not just burning rocks in the sky. They are the energies that shape your journey. By understanding the cycles of the planets, you can work in harmony with them rather than fighting against them. The retrogrades, the full moons, and the eclipses all serve as reminders to slow down, reflect, and realign with your higher purpose. Astrology is a guide, and when you walk in tune with its rhythms, you find yourself in flow with the universe. Numerology, unlocking the secrets of numbers. Next, we turn to the sacred language of numbers, the universal code that underpins all of reality. Numerology holds the belief that numbers are not just abstract concepts, but sacred symbols that connect us to the divine. Just as a musician reads music by understanding its notes, numerology allows you to decode the vibrational essence of your life's journey through the language of numbers. At the core of numerology lies your life path number, derived from the sum of the digits in your birth date. This number is like your soul's fingerprint, representing your mission on Earth. If your life path number is 1, you are here to lead, to break new ground, to be independent. You are a pioneer, destined to carve your own path. If your life path is 9, you are here to serve humanity, to be compassionate, and to use your gifts for the greater good. Let's consider the case of Maya, a woman whose life path number was 4. Known for her practicality and hard work, Maya had always felt a sense of duty to her family, but struggled with the rigidity of her career in finance. After turning to numerology, she realized that her life path number's call was not just for security, but to build a foundation for something greater. She left her job to start a non-profit focused on financial literacy, and in doing so, she not only honored her life path, but she felt more fulfilled than ever before. Numerology also reveals the hidden meaning behind the vibration of your name. Each letter corresponds to a number, and when these numbers are calculated, they reveal your expression number, a reflection of your outward personality and talents. If your name vibrates with the number 7, you are a seeker, a spiritual soul destined for deep introspection and wisdom. If it's 3, you are creative, expressive, and sociable, meant to shine in artistic or communicative fields. Through numerology, we begin to see that life is not random. The numbers in your life are not mere coincidences. They are the blueprints that guide you on your journey. When you align with your numbers, you align with the natural flow of the universe. Numerology teaches us that we are not victims of fate. We are co-creators, guided by the energy of the numbers that surround us. And so, as we move from tarot's cards to the stars and to the sacred language of numbers, we see that the universe is not a chaotic accident. It is a divine design, woven together through patterns, symbols, and vibrations. When you understand these systems, you step into your power. You become aware of your soul's blueprint, and with that knowledge, you can rewrite the script of your life. You are not bound by the stars or by the cards. You are the creator, the author, and the actor in your own destiny. Awaken, and you will see that the journey of your soul is not something to be feared, it is something to be celebrated. Mediumship and channeling, messages beyond the veil. Imagine for a moment a whisper from the other side, a voice that comes not from the physical realm, but from beyond the veil, reaching across time and space to offer you guidance, wisdom, and insight. Mediumship and channeling are the practices that allow us to receive messages from spirits, guides, and other non-physical entities who wish to communicate with us, offering their wisdom to guide our path. These practices are not just about contact with the deceased, they are a bridge to the divine, the higher realms, and the truth that exists beyond the veil. Mediumship is the ability to connect with those who have passed from the physical world, to relay their messages of love, hope, and closure to those still living. Channeling, on the other hand, is the practice of allowing spirits or higher beings, whether angels, ascended masters, or even extraterrestrial intelligences, to speak through a medium. It's a sacred communication between the seen and the unseen, the human and the divine. But beyond the dramatic notions of talking to spirits, mediumship and channeling are deeply healing practices that offer us clarity, comfort, and a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. There is a deeply comforting truth in knowing that we are not alone. We are always supported by unseen forces, be they ancestors, spirit guides, angels, or divine energies that walk beside us on our journey. Sometimes in the chaos of life, we forget this truth. We feel disconnected, lost, and uncertain. It's in these moments of doubt that the spirits, through mediums and channelers, reach out to remind us of our divine purpose, to help us remember who we truly are, and to guide us back onto the path of peace and light. Consider the story of Marie, a woman who had long struggled with feelings of loss and abandonment after the death of her mother. Marie, in her grief, felt she was drifting through life with no sense of direction. She turned to a medium, seeking closure and guidance. During the reading, her mother came through, speaking with such love and clarity that Marie felt the weight of her sorrow begin to lift. Her mother's message was simple, yet profound. You are not alone. I am always with you. Trust your journey. This message, which Marie had longed to hear, shifted her entire perspective on life. She no longer felt abandoned. She felt supported by a love that transcended physical death. Through that session, Marie found healing, a reconnection to herself and to the divine energy that was always there, guiding her. Channeling goes beyond just messages from loved ones. It opens the doors to profound spiritual insight. Imagine connecting with a higher being, a source of divine wisdom that sees your life from a higher vantage point, offering you clarity and perspective that you cannot access on your own. This is what channeling can offer. It's not just about receiving comfort from loved ones who have passed. It's about receiving higher knowledge, guidance from ascended masters, angels and other divine sources, offering you answers to life's most pressing questions. One man, caught in a deep spiritual crisis, turned to a channeler to find answers about his purpose. He had spent years questioning his career, feeling that something was missing, that he was not living his true purpose. During his session, a spirit guide came through, speaking directly to him, offering not just comfort, but a profound insight into his life's mission. The message was clear. You are here to help others awaken to their own divinity. Your work in the world is to be a light for others. This message brought the man a deep sense of peace and a renewed sense of purpose. He no longer doubted his path. He embraced it fully, knowing that he was supported by forces far greater than himself. Channeling offers us a glimpse into the mysteries of the universe, showing us that we are not just individuals lost in time, but souls with a divine mission connected to something far greater. It opens our eyes to the possibility that we are part of a much larger plan, one that transcends the physical realm, and that every challenge, every joy, is part of a divine narrative that we are here to experience and learn from. The Aashic Records, the book of your soul's journey. If mediumship and channeling are the messengers of the divine, then the Aashic Records are the book of the soul, the ultimate cosmic library, where every thought, emotion, and action of every soul is recorded. The Aashic Records contain the complete history of each soul, encompassing past lives, present experiences, and the future potentials that await. It is said that those who are able to access the Aashic Records can gain profound insights into their soul's purpose, its lessons, and its destiny. The concept of the Aashic Records goes back thousands of years, with roots in ancient spiritual traditions, including Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, and Theosophy. In many cultures, it's believed that these records are kept by divine beings, guardians of the soul's knowledge, who watch over us as we walk our earthly path. These records are said to be written not in a linear, time-bound fashion, but in a spiritual dimension, where past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. It is a divine memory that holds the answers to the deepest questions of who we are, why we are here, and what we are meant to learn. Imagine, for a moment, that you could open this sacred book and read the entire story of your soul, the choices you made in past lives, the relationships that shaped you, and the lessons you have come here to learn. What if you could know the exact purpose of the challenges you face today, and how they are helping you evolve spiritually? The Aashic Records offer us this knowledge, if we are willing to seek it. And while the Aashic Records may seem mysterious and inaccessible, they are in fact available to each of us, through meditation, spiritual practices, and sometimes through the help of spiritual guides. Consider the story of Lily, a woman who had long struggled with a sense of unworthiness. She felt disconnected from her true self, unable to find peace despite years of spiritual seeking. One day, a spiritual guide helped her access her Aashic record, and what she discovered changed everything. In her records, she saw a past life where she had been a healer, but had been betrayed by those she trusted. This lifetime of betrayal had left her with deep wounds, wounds that manifested as feelings of unworthiness in her current life. By understanding the roots of her pain, Lily was able to heal and release those past patterns, freeing herself to step into her true purpose. The Aashic Records show us that we are not defined by the struggles of the present, but by the soul's evolution across multiple lifetimes. We are here to learn, to grow, and to awaken. And when we access our soul's book, we gain a deeper understanding of how our current experiences fit into a much larger picture. It is as though we are reading the manuscript of our life story, where every challenge, every triumph, is part of a greater plan for our spiritual evolution. In the end, the Aashic Records serve as a reminder that we are not isolated beings struggling through life's challenges on our own. We are part of a cosmic story, a story written in the stars, in the cards, in the numbers, and in the very fabric of the universe. The Aashic Records show us that we are not bound by fate. We are co-creators of our destiny, guided by divine wisdom and the support of those who walk with us from beyond the veil. Through the practices of mediumship, channeling, and the wisdom contained in the Aashic Records, we awaken to the truth of who we are. We remember that we are not mere mortals, struggling against the tides of life, but divine souls with a sacred purpose, guided by love and wisdom from beyond this world. As you embark on your own journey of self-discovery, remember that you are always supported by those who love you, by the records of your soul, and by the divine energy that flows through you. Embrace the healing, embrace the wisdom, and step into your true destiny. The dilemma of fate, submission versus rebellion. In the dance of life, we often find ourselves caught between two opposing forces, submission and rebellion. Both paths, it seems, promise a way to navigate the struggles we face, but neither offers true liberation. The dilemma of fate is that we are told to either accept our destiny with open arms, surrendering to what is written in the stars, or fight against the flow of life, attempting to break free from the very patterns that shape us. Both paths have their allure, but both, when followed blindly, lead to spiritual stagnation and emotional exhaustion. Submission is the path of surrender, of trusting that everything happens for a reason, that the universe has already set the course for our lives. The teachings of many spiritual traditions, from astrology to tarot, urge us to trust the divine plan and accept the flow of life. Yet, submission alone can feel like passive resignation, as though we are no more than puppets in a cosmic game. When we surrender too completely, we may lose sight of our personal power. We may find ourselves stuck in situations, relationships, and jobs that no longer serve our soul's growth, simply because we believed that fate had chosen them for us. Rebellion, on the other hand, is the reaction to feeling imprisoned by destiny. It is the desire to break free from the chains of what we perceive to be a predetermined life, to exert control over our circumstances and carve out a new path. Rebellion is often marked by defiance, a refusal to accept the limits imposed by society, family, or even the cosmos itself. But this path, too, is fraught with danger. While it may appear to offer freedom, it often leads to chaos, to pushing against forces that cannot be easily changed. Rebellion can leave us feeling lost, disconnected from the greater plan, as if we are swimming against the current of the river of life. There is a middle ground, a path that transcends the extremes of submission and rebellion. This is the path of awakening, the third path. It is not about blindly surrendering to fate, nor is it about desperately trying to control every aspect of our existence. It is the path of consciousness, of remembering who we truly are and reconnecting with our divine essence. Consider the story of Samuel, a man who had spent most of his life trying to control his circumstances. He rebelled against everything, his family's expectations, the societal norms, and even the flow of life. Samuel's desire to carve out his own destiny led him to constant struggle, and he found himself trapped in a cycle of anxiety, feeling constantly at odds with the world around him. Yet even in his rebellion, he could not escape the deeper pull of his soul's purpose. One day, Samuel encountered a wise spiritual teacher who guided him into the practice of meditation and self-reflection. It was through these practices that Samuel began to see the futility of both submission and rebellion. In his stillness, he began to remember his divine spark, the part of him that was connected to the universe and its wisdom. He realized that he was not at the mercy of fate nor in a battle with it. Instead, he was part of a grand design, a sacred story that he had the power to shape. Awakening to this truth was not an easy process. It required Samuel to let go of the illusion of control and trust that life would unfold as it was meant to. But as he embraced his spiritual awakening, something profound shifted within him. He no longer felt like a pawn in the cosmic game, nor did he feel the need to fight against it. He learned to flow with life, to embrace his divine purpose, and to align his actions with the wisdom of his higher self. The result was not a life free of challenges, but one filled with meaning, purpose, and a deep sense of inner peace. Samuel had found the third path, the path of awakening. The third path, awakening to your divine spark. This awakening is the essence of spiritual freedom. It is the realization that you are not a victim of your circumstances, nor are you simply a puppet of fate. You are a co-creator with the divine, a being of infinite potential who is here to express the truth of your soul. This is the path of true liberation, where you rise above the pull of both rebellion and submission, and choose to navigate life consciously with clarity and empowerment. The divine spark within you is the key to this awakening. It is the part of you that is already whole, already connected to the source of all creation. This divine essence is not bound by time or space. It exists beyond the limitations of the physical world. When you awaken to this truth, you no longer need to struggle against life's challenges, nor do you need to surrender to them blindly. You realize that you are the author of your own story, and you have the power to rewrite it at any time. The journey of awakening is one of self-discovery. It is about remembering your true nature, the part of you that is eternal and divine. In the midst of life's challenges, you begin to see the deeper purpose behind every experience, whether joyful or painful. You understand that every situation is an opportunity for growth, a lesson to be learned, and a step toward your soul's ultimate evolution. Consider the story of Sarah, a woman who had spent years trying to meet others' expectations of her. She had always been the perfect daughter, the perfect wife, and the perfect employee. But despite her outward success, she felt empty inside, as though she were living someone else's life. It wasn't until Sarah began her journey of spiritual awakening that she realized the truth. She had been living according to society's script, not her soul's. Through deep reflection, prayer, and connection with her inner self, Sarah began to remember her divine purpose. She left her corporate job, reconnected with her true passion for healing, and began helping others on their spiritual journeys. The path was not easy, but it was one of deep fulfillment and growth. By awakening to her divine spark, Sarah stepped into her true power, embracing a life that was uniquely hers. Awakening is not about abandoning the world or renouncing your responsibilities. It is about living fully, with awareness and alignment to your higher purpose. It is about understanding that you are both the dreamer and the dream, the creator and the creation. When you live from this place of divine connection, everything you do becomes an expression of your soul's truth. Your relationships, your work, and your daily actions all become an opportunity to express the divine energy within you. This is the path of awakening, the path where you no longer fear your fate, nor do you try to control it. You embrace it, understand it, and navigate it with grace and wisdom. You realize that you are not bound by the stars, the cards, or the numbers. You are the creator of your own destiny, the author of your own life story. In this journey of awakening, you begin to see that all challenges are opportunities for growth, that every experience serves a greater purpose. You no longer see life as something that happens to you, but as something you co-create with the divine. You begin to see the world through the eyes of your soul, recognizing the divine spark within yourself and others. When you awaken to your true self, you rise above the pull of fate. You understand that while the stars may guide you, they do not define you. You are more than your birth chart, more than your past, more than your circumstances. You are a divine being, capable of creating your own reality, and in doing so, you align with the divine flow of the universe. This is the path of spiritual freedom, the third path. It is the path where awakening leads to empowerment, and where fate becomes not a prison, but a canvas upon which you paint the masterpiece of your life. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with a thought that I hope resonates deep within your soul. Everything you've experienced, every challenge you've faced, and every joy you've celebrated has been part of a greater plan, one that was carefully designed just for you. The lessons you've learned, the growth you've encountered, and the insights you've gained are not mere accidents. They are stepping stones on your path, guiding you toward your true divine purpose. I know that life can feel overwhelming at times. The weight of the world, the doubts, the fears. It can all feel too much to bear. But let me remind you, you are not alone. The universe, the divine, is constantly guiding you. Whether it's through the quiet whispers of your inner self, the signs around you, or the sacred practices that we've explored together, you are never far from the light that will lead you home. As you continue to walk this path, I encourage you to carry this awareness with you. You are a divine being, a soul with a purpose beyond what you can fully comprehend in this moment. The stars, the tarot cards, the numbers, they are all here to guide you, not to control you. You have the power to make choices that align with your highest self. You are the co-creator of your own destiny, and you have within you the power to transcend whatever challenges life may present. As you journey forward, always remember the truth that lies within you. Awakening is not a destination. It is a continuous process of growth and discovery. It is the act of remembering who you truly are, of reconnecting with your divine spark, and of walking this world with the awareness that every step is part of a larger divine dance. You are not a victim of fate. You are a participant in the grand story of life, and you have the ability to steer your ship toward the shores of peace, love, and fulfillment. If this video has touched your heart, if you've found even a small piece of light that has helped you navigate through the darkness, I ask that you share this energy with me. Your support, whether through a comment, a like, or a subscription, means more to me than words can express. Every gesture, no matter how small, is an offering of love that fuels this channel and helps me continue to share the message of hope, guidance, and spiritual awakening. Together we can continue to build a community of souls who are ready to rise above the limitations of fate and embrace the freedom that comes from living in alignment with their divine purpose. I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments. What part of this journey resonated most with you? Do you feel the pull of the divine calling you to awaken? Let's discuss, share, and grow together. Your support is priceless. Each like, each share, and each subscription is a step toward expanding the light in the world, and for that, I am deeply grateful. Thank you, from the depths of my heart, for being here. May the light of your soul continue to shine brightly, guiding you toward the life you are meant to live. You are divine, you are limitless, and I am here with you every step of the way. Let's continue this journey of awakening, of discovering the truth within, and of living a life filled with purpose, love, and light. Together, we rise. Thank you again, and I can't wait to share the next chapter of this beautiful story with you.